Hello, welcome to day 9. I just got geared up for the outdoor walk, which is why I'm leaving the headphones in. Just gonna film this real quick, but I was started listening to a podcast, and someone talked about the definition of contrarian. And it's funny, it sparked a whole bunch of thoughts, and the definition itself spoke to me because what they said is, they actually reused a quote from someone else, can't remember who, but a contrarian is not someone who disagrees with everything, but someone who questions everything. And let's see if we can follow this train of thought that I had. A lot of lights lit up in my head, and I was like, oh man, that's me. First of all, I am a contrarian, but I've had all these phases of trying to put together, it's funny, it's almost like putting together a label or some kind of mask to overlay who I am. And there's a really cool, this is a story for another time, it's a really cool meditation exercise I did where I traveled across the universe, and I am not even exaggerating here. Like, I literally shot through my crown chakra, which I don't even think I was aware of the chakras in depth at that point. I was in a college yoga class. I was at home on my bed, but like I said, story for another time. But the reason I say that is that exercise was to ask, who am I? It's kind of a question that has fascinated me for a long time. Not just that what it means to me or what I think my answer is, which is something I've been kind of searching for in a sense, which is the whole idea of being a young man or woman is trying to find yourself to some degree. But it's more so the question in general, like how us humans deal with that and the impact that who we think we are has. And this ties into another thing. This is following the train of thought. Another thing that I was watching another business-oriented video for the program that I'm going through right now, and it was a really, I think, impactful message talking about basically kind of knowing who you are, but knowing what it is that you want, what it is that you feel your purpose is, and who that person, that version of you that you want to be that is fulfilling that purpose is. So it kind of ties in that way. But it's interesting to me that we sometimes place so much value, but it's also important to take it back now to the whole contrarian thing. Labels can sometimes make a much larger impact on how you see yourself and how you feel about yourself. So I think that's part of the reason I've always been looking for a way to kind of put a label on that facet of me. I wouldn't even say it's all me, but it's a large part of what I do. It's like the little kid who just keeps asking why. Well, why this? Why that? But why that? That's where I think my comedian days started, was in school, when I would sit there in class and think of the funniest way or sometimes the crudest way to ask a question that is actually, it was a game for me. It was like, let me ask a question that I'm actually unsure of. Sometimes I wasn't unsure of, it was just to be funny, but ask it in a way that is absurd to some degree to get a reaction out of the class, but then also force the teacher to have to address it, because it's like, all right, he's being silly, but he does have a valid question here. And I remember AP Biology was the one class where I just nailed it. And of course, it had something to do with the teacher being open to exploring these different thought trains as well, but having a good sense of humor too. But yeah, anywho, just to wrap it up. Yeah, it matters what labels you put. So I've thought of skeptic, but I think maybe we'll have to see how contrarian fits. We'll put the mask on for now. That's so lame. I'll see you tomorrow.